أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم إني أسألك أن تجعل عملي هذا خالصا لوجهك الكريم اللهم انفعني بما علمتني وعلمني بما ينفعني وزدني علما آمين يا رب العالمين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to my Arabic class, lesson number 11. As always, we will begin with our grammar topic for the day. Today, inshallah, we will be studying Jumla Ismiya. Up till now, we have talked about a word in Arabic, and we said that a word could be a fi'l or a harf or an ism. We studied the 4 properties of ism in detail. We studied that words come together to make a murakkab, a fragment, which is not a complete sentence. In that, we studied 5 murakkabat, 5 fragments. Today, inshallah, we will talk about a sentence. So a group of words come together and they can give meaning, either a complete meaning or partial meaning. A phrase, a fragment, a murakkab is partial meaning. For instance, if one says, indeed I. This is not a complete thought. This is a phrase, a fragment. In Arabic, that would be innani, indeed I, innani. Innani, I know, is a murakkab, harf nasb, wa ismuha. Now, if one says, indeed I am hungry. Now that is a complete sentence. That's a complete sentence because now I have a complete thought. So that's the difference between a fragment and a sentence. Now this next thing we want to study is what are the different kinds of sentences that we can find in Arabic. Basically, in Arabic, you will see 2 kinds of sentences. You will either see a nominal sentence or you'll see a verbal sentence. The terms in Arabic are Jumla Ismiya for a nominal sentence and Jumla Fi'liya for a verbal sentence. How do we decide if a sentence is Jumla Ismiya or it's Jumla Fi'liya? It's pretty simple. Basically, when we are given a sentence, we look at the first word in the sentence. If that first word is an ism, the Jumla is a Jumla Ismiya. If the first word is a fi'l, the Jumla is a Jumla Fi'liya. But I know there is a third type of word in Arabic, a harf. What if the first word is a harf? I ignore it for a minute and then I decide what is the word after it. Is it an ism or a fi'l? Okay, I have decided that my sentence is a Jumla Ismiya. Now what do I do with it? A Jumla Ismiya basically has to have 2 things. A Jumla Ismiya has to have a mubtada and it must have a khabar. Mubtada is what I would call in English the subject of the sentence, and khabar is what will be called the predicate. Predicate gives information about the subject. Khabar gives information about the mubtada. Okay, so I had a sentence. I decided it's a Jumla Ismiya based on its first word. Now I am going to look for the mubtada and the khabar. Mubtada will be my, generally speaking, first noun in the sentence. It will be ma'rifah, generally speaking. It will be in rough status. So a lot of the times, most of the times, mubtada will be the first noun, ma'rifah noun, and it will be in rough status. So let's first talk about the rough status of a noun. A noun that shows its status, a mu'rab noun, how does it tell me I am in rough status? Well, there are 3 endings that denote rough status. These are ani, una, and atun. Out of the 6 endings that we studied, 3 of them show that they are in the rough status of a noun. Or if no ending is present in the word, then the haraka on the last letter, if it's a dhamma, it shows me that this noun is in rough status. So these are the 4 ways a mu'rab noun will tell me I'm in rough status. But do remember, there are mabni nouns. A mabni ism is an inflexible noun. It never shows its status. So even if it's in rough status, it will not be able to show it. So then I will have to assume its rough status. I will have to use other clues and make sense of the sentence without the clue of this ending. So I figured out the rough status of the noun. Now about the mubtada being ma'rifa, how will it appear? So remember one thing, the number of the ism is not any restriction on the number. So it could be a singular noun or a dual noun or a plural noun. Al-kitabu could be the mubtada, al-kitabani, al-kutubu. Secondly, your mubtada could be part of a construction. Maybe the mubtada is part of a mawsuf sifa construction. So maybe al-kitabul kabiru. Your sentence begins with al-kitabu, so that's the mubtada, the first noun, that's marifa in rough status. Al-kabiru is the sifa. So let's imagine the two main components of a sentence, a mubtada and a khabar. Imagine each of them is a train. Mubtada is a train, khabar is a train. A train has different compartments. So the head of the train, the engine part, is going to be the mubtada. It can have some compartments linked to it, or it could be just the engine going on its own. So mubtada could just be al-kitabu, just the engine itself. Or mubtada could have some compartments behind it which are linked to it. When the mubtada engine moves forward, it will take all those compartments with it. But the khabar train is totally separate. You will not connect it to the mubtada train. That will be a separate engine that may have its own compartments, or it may be just the engine part. So al-kitabu, consider it the mubtada, it is the mubtada, and then al-kabiru is one compartment that's linked to the mubtada. Kitabul binti, this is again here the mubtada is kitabu, it's the first noun, it is ma'rifa because its mudaf ilayh is al-binti, which is a ma'rifa noun because of al. And the word kitabu is rough because I see a dhamma. So kitabu is my mubtada. What about al-binti? It's mudaf ilayh. It is a murakkab. Kitab and al-bint is a dafa construction. Remember, you do not break constructions. It's like there are links in between. You don't want to break the link. Otherwise, the translation will get messed up. So kitab was the mubtada engine. The al-bint is the compartment that's linked to it. Do not let the mubtada train leave without al-bint, they're together. Mubtada could be part of a pointing construction. For instance, hadhal kitabu, in this case your mubtada is the first noun, the ma'rifa noun, hadha. What about its rough status? It's a mabni noun, so I don't see it, but I assume it. Is there any relationship between hadha and al-kitabu? Do I have to keep them together? Yes, I do, because I studied the murakkab, ismul ishara wa musharun ilayh. Murakkabat, we don't break them. Hadha is the mubtada engine. Al-kitabu is linked to it, so we keep it with hadha. How about innal kitaba? In this case, what happened was, so for instance, my mubtada was al-kitabu, and maybe its information about it was that it is heavy. Al-kitabu thaqilun. Now I want to put some emphasis in this sentence, and I want to say, indeed, no doubt, certainly the book is heavy. For that purpose, I introduced the harf inna, which does this action of giving emphasis. So the thing is, inna does not just give emphasis, it also forces the noun to take nasb status. So al-kitabu, when I introduced inna for emphasis, al-kitabu was forced to take a fatha, and it became al-kitaba. But concept-wise, you know that al-kitab was the subject. That's what I was talking about. That was what the information was being given about. So grammar has assigned terms to different things. So it's a bit strict in that regard. Concept-wise, yes, still al-kitab is the subject of the sentence, but I won't call it mubtada. I will say inna is harf of nasb, al-kitaba is ism inna. Together they are the mubtada engine still. Now another thing we want to see is that mubtada, we said, is marifa, and there are different ways an ism can be marifa. Ism can be marifa because of al. Your mubtada could be al-kitabu. Ism can be marifa because it is an ismul ishara, like hadha. So your mubtada could be hadha. Ism can be marifa because it is a detached pronoun dhamir, munfasil, huwa, huma, hum, either of those, any of those. So your mubtada could be a pronoun. Ism could be marifa because it is a ismul mawsul, relative pronouns. So your mubtada could be alladhi. Ism can be marifa because it is a mudaf whose mudaf ilayh is marifa. We saw that example above, kitabul binti, where the mubtada was kitabu. Ism can also be marifa because it is a proper name. So maybe Aishatu Talibatun. Here the mubtada is Aishatu, a proper name. So the different ways an ism can be marifa we should remember. The different ways ism shows its rough status we will inshallah remember. We will also remember that we do not break constructions. Constructions stay together. Alright, now if you remember of all the constructions we studied, we could see that mubtada could be a part of any of the constructions, except we didn't mention two, a jar majroor construction and the type 3 idafa, which was zarf or special mudaf, zarf with this mudaf ilayh. So jar majroor and zarf with this mudaf ilayh, they will never form mubtada. We should remember that inshallah. Even if they come in the beginning of the sentence, they will not form mubtada. So now we have some practice, and we're going to find the mubtada in each of these inshallah. So the first one is al-kitabu mubarakun. It is a jumla ismiya because the first word is a noun, al-kitabu. It has al, so that is a noun. Now when I decided it's a jumla ismiya, I'm looking for mubtada and khabar. Mubtada generally will be the first noun, it will be marifa, it will be in rough status. Al-kitabu fits the bill. That's my mubtada. Okay, we're not doing the khabar right now, so let's just look at the mubtada. The next one is al-kitabani tawilani. What is the mubtada here? Al-kitabani. For the same reasons, it is marifa, first noun, rough status. At this stage, hopefully we will not see the kasra on the noon and think that this word in jar status. Anytime I'm looking for the status of a noun, I first see if it has an ending, because the ending will first tell me the status. If it does not have the ending, then I look at the haraka of the last letter. Al-kitabani has one of the endings, ani. This ending denotes that this noun is in rough status. So yeah, al-kitabani is the mubtada. Al-kutubu thaqilatun. Here the mubtada is al-kutubu, being the first noun, which is marifa, ends in a dhamma. Al-kitabul kabiru thaqilun. Okay, the mubtada here is al-kitabu because it's the first noun, has al and ends in a dhamma. But al-kabiru is linked to al-kitabu because they are making mawsuf sifa construction, and I will never break a construction. So think of it this way, what we said, mubtada has a train where the mubtada will be the main engine and it may have compartments linked to it. Al-kitabu is the mubtada engine. It has a compartment, al-kabiru, which is the sifa, so it has one compartment. So whenever the mubtada train goes, it will take al-kabir with it. They are linked, don't break the link. Al-kitabul kabiru, where al-kitabu is mubtada, al-kabiru is the sifa.